Most of the residents who fled the inferno in the hill suburbs of Roleystone and Kelmscott have begun returning to their properties. 72 homes were gutted and more than 30 damaged. Meanwhile, there are concerns for the welfare of the long-serving police officer who's being investigated for causing the bushfire.
It's been a tense 2 days for residents waiting to return to their properties to find out what the fire left behind. For Vanessa Mekasic and her husband Phil, there wasn't much.
Everything. Yep, everything. Except for 5 small photo albums. We didn't get all of them.
She's coming to terms with her loss by looking ahead.
We'll sort everything out. Water the garden. At least that hasn't died.
Paul Bosveld and his wife also returned to their Clifton Hills home to find a lifetime of memories reduced to ashes.
That I'm just going to travel a bit lighter through life from now on.
Unbelievably, their next-door neighbour's home was barely charred.
There's houses that probably should have burnt, like ours, that's so old and wooden that didn't. Houses that should have been safe that just went, so there's just no pattern to it.
Home after home, street after street, the extent of the destruction has become clearer.
The wind was so strong on Sunday, fire crews say the flames just took off up the hill, destroying everything in its path. And homes like this one didn't stand a chance.
It's one of at least 70 burnt to the ground. 32 more were damaged. Some residents were kept on edge when roadblocks prevented them from getting in.
They've come out and said there's no damage there. We should be allowed back in.
And there's prolonged anxiety for others who are still camped at evacuation centres.
And only through word of mouth we've heard that our houses are still standing, but we don't know if there's damage.
It's very frustrating, and we'd like to have definitive information.
As residents take stock of the task ahead, fire investigators are turning their attention to how the blaze started. Police have spoken to an off-duty officer who allegedly used an angle grinder on his Roleystone property despite Sunday's total fire ban. But there are now concerns for his welfare. He hasn't been seen since Monday. Meanwhile, the state government has donated $1 million to the fire victims on top of the emergency assistance already available. Jane Norman, ABC News, Roleystone.